All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, Season 2, Episode 12. The finale, but
yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, there is a bonus episode apparently that's coming out like in the beginning of next year. But this is for now the final episode of Season 2.
Yep.
Really, really excited to see what they do with this one. Who they're going to focus on. They did a lot of cool world building in the previous episode, though.
Yep. A lot of stuff that could have in, you know, if it was the last episode, I wouldn't have been surprised, right? Because that was a lot of like heavy, serious stuff and really cool.
Very Toru and Kobayashi focused.
Which, awesome.
Yeah.
But that was the second to last episode of the season.
Yeah.
So, what? Curious.
I think they should just go all have like just a fun picnic together. They should just go hang out.
I would love
everyone assembled all together.
Just have a party.
Good time. Maybe Takiya's parents, you know?
That is one of those things that like once it was like seeded as like, hey, this could be a thing. I have desperately wanted them to meet Fafnir.
And Takiya can be like, look, I have lots of friends now.
Right.
And they're like, oh, look at your friends. They're so attractive and... You're not dating any of them? Fafnir's like, this one is mine. What are you talking about? Oh, well,
we do not allow women into the man cave apartment. God, it actually
incel Fafnir.
No, but you would actually think of it as a cave, probably. But,
in fact, he probably likes that. Yeah, Takiya calls it the.
Oh, sure.
Cave.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like, yes, this is our
domain of gaming.
That's right.
Yeah, where we grind.
A sanctity to our treasures.
And then the mom's like, on each other?
Anyways.
With each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Couples that grind together,
it's a cooperative effort. Yeah.
Yeah. So y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Oh.
That looked delicious.
Summer festival!
All right,
yes. Fireworks! Cool.
Psycho was probably very excited.
Yeah, that was a big ducking sword that you pushed out of her.
Right.
The Kobayashi, when drunk, gains freakishly strong, like, you know, magic powers.
Oh! Are we gonna get a fireworks confession?
Oh my god.
Well, the flow in this case is eating dragon tail and...
helping out!
Yeah!
Oh! I mean, they saw her, you know, trounce a hoodlum, you know?
Right.
Yeah, she's really fit in.
Yep.
Outside of her interactions with you.
Yep, exactly. Maybe feeling like your relationship is changing? Do you want to bridge that distance, maybe?
Little different.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice. No.
Come on, no.
Oh my god, it's so pretty. Oh, let's buy some yukata. Oh yes, yellow. It's gonna be so bright and cheery. Ooh, okay.
Nice, that'll match your hair nicely.
Yeah.
Ooh. I think the red one works better for Toru, but I think Kobayashi would look really good in the left one.
Yeah. Oh!
Nice. See, that's the way to figure out which one you want.
Which one you want, exactly.
Yeah.
For only 400 yen.
Yeah.
Nice deal.
Not a Harmony Dragon much longer, are you?
No. She wants privilege. Special privileges. Oh, Psycho!
Oh, she's so cute.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Wow. Nice. Ugh. Nah! She
actually
maintained
killed
her composure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh. All right. That's adorable. Oh yeah. Oh my God. That's right. Cause.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah. Cool. God damn it.
Oh my God. Okay, those are her knees.
Yeah. I thought that was someone's butt.
I'm like, that's a very pointy butt, but damn.
Oh.
Oh my God. Oh.
Let's just stay the two of us. Oh. Wow. Oh.
Maybe.
私はそんな子に慕われてていいのかなとか。そんなこと考えてたんですか？すっかり当たり前みたいな顔して一緒に暮らしてるけど、トールの背負ってきたものとか、そうだよな。
And yeah, that.
Right.
Yeah.
どうなんだこの状況はとかさ。
Defining the relationship?
Nice. Spinning it just when the cotton candy was.
Yeah.
Spun around.
このままってとこかな。
Ah, that's. Ah.
まあ結論はこんなだけど。
That was my decision.
トールはどう思ったか知りたいかなって。
戦いに向いてれば優れている。美しければ。
Nice.
私はそうなろうとするばかりでした。
Yeah.
大人になろうとしたんですよ。でも何者かになろうとしなくたっていい。ただそのままであればいいって小林さん。大好きです。
Yep. Yep. Fireworks. Just, you know, declaration of love.
これからもずっと。
Oh.
Oh. Yes! Yes, these gurus got to see it too. Yes. Ha! Oh my God.
Oh my God. It cuts deep, man.
この間の夏祭りの写真あるの？
あるよ。
Okay, good, good.
Wow.
Not even thinking about the photos. But I can tell what every single one of those photos are.
Right.
Yes, picnic! Picnic!
All right.
Oh my God!
Wow.
小林さんを楽しませるレクリエーションもご用意しましたので、せいぜいそのために力を惜しまず頑張ってください。
私の居心地悪くなるからやめろ。
Yeah, just basic picnic and
Ah! Ah!
nice.
桜餅うま。
これはひどい。何しに来てるのさ。
いや、こういうのも醍醐味でやんすよ。
タキヤ、よそ協力してを切断するぞ。お前が頼りだ。
Phrasing.
わ
うわ
こういった席では芸の一つでもやるらしいからな。いろいろ調べてこれがいいと思ったんだ。
思い切ったでやんす。
Okay.
いや、めっちゃトールは違う意味で受けてる。
今度最高だやる。私も竹に見せて。
Oh my God! Please don't! Yeah.
大会をするので組分けの導きをお願いします。
Oh, what? A tournament arc?
腕相撲大会です。
Oh my God!
Yes. I love it.
ほら、ファフニールさんもお願いします。
Hopefully Takia goes up against like Shota.
いるる。
Oh God.
タキヤくんやるの？
ああ、一応ね。
まあいいか。ゴー！
こ
Dead, dead, dead.
骨いったかも。
そんなもんで済んだんですね。
Wow.
大丈夫？
Oh.
ルコアさんの勝ち。
That's
カンナちゃん
adorable.
料理使っちゃダメ。
That is so cute.
Holy shit!
翔太くん。
Oh no.
Oh,
Of course.
evenly matched.
Yeah.
Oh my god. The ground quakes. Oh wow.
All right.
Here we go.
The true challenge.
Uh-huh.
あなたさえ倒せば私は。
Wait.
トールはともかくルコア殿。
Did she add like a
ファフさんが残るもんかと。
thing for whoever wins?
遊びとはいえ、君と1対1で勝負するのは
Oh
初めて。
That's a
shit.
good point.
あなたにとってはそうなのか
Luko
も
is
しれ
going to
ませんね。
destroy Toru.
本気でやろっか。
Oh God.
Oh my god, she's not even trying!
Yeah.
トールさん、頑張れ。僕じゃないの？
Ah! Ah! Oh!
Nice.
Luko looked so depressed there!
Yeah.
バイス
You betrayed me.
Oh my god.
Wow. That.
Wow.
Holy shit. I love
That's so dirty.
it.
ト
Yeah.
ールがベストメイド。
That was great.
That was beautiful. Thank you, KyoAni.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Dude, I just got emotional. Once the piano started, I just realizing like we
know.
might not have had this season.
I know.
So many people from the original team passed away. Oh.
This is so sweet and so gorgeous.
ちょっと日が傾いてきましたね。
そうだね。
Ah. Oh my god, I can't.
また
I
明日
can't.
からお仕事ですね。本日のメインイベント。
All right.
私トールと小林さんの結婚式を執り行いたいと思います。
なんだこりゃ。
さあ、小林さんのお召し替えです。
Oh my
なんだ
God.
なんだ。
愛してるって言ってください。
Now,
Yeah.
now the OP plays.
トール様ずるい。
Wait, this is
Yeah.
the first OP.
私も小林とちぎりたいぞ。
Oh, you're right. It is the
Yeah.
first OP. Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. That's so amazing.
ドラゴンである私が人間の価値観にのっとった儀式を行おうと言っているのですよ。
Oh.
もはやそんなもの必要ないというのならそれでありですが何を勝手なことを言っているのだ。
Yeah. Oh my God. I
Wait,
love
what?
it.
And Luko is just like, this is amazing.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Ah, don't feel lonely anymore, do you, Kobayashi?
小林さん
Ah.
Wow. That was awesome.
So good.
Like the festival. Wait, what?
今週の腐ったやつ誰だ。
Wait,
天
wait.
秤座。
What? Oh. It was like an astrology, like
Right.
fortune card or something. Oh my god, this
That episode was amazing. It was so good.
It
Like,
was perfect.
Yep, yep.
I was really impressed by how much they brought up the core conflict of the relationship between Toru and Kobayashi in both the comedic way and the serious way.
Yep. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
so wonderful. Like the episode was a spectacle, which definitely didn't hurt. Right? It's
The
killing.
lighting,
Just
the
making everything gorgeous,
the
right?
details.
Yeah, like from like there's the the dramatic finale that we got at the end, which is of course like just to say it is a treat is an understatement, right? Like a huge understatement. But even things like when they're at the festival and then we see Toru like doing up her hair, the detail on that was fantastic.
Oh, it's just
Like,
it's so special.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
just
like
so many little parts and stuff that made it so happy.
Yep,
But
I love
okay.
this show so much.
Okay, so this is the finale, though, for now, of season 2. Apparently,
Yep.
there's some Blu-ray special episode
Right.
that's going to be coming out in a few months.
Who
But
knows if it'll be released, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
it might not be released in the U.S. for a long time.
Mhm.
But point being, this show gave us a full evolution. Like, this season gave us a full evolution on the show's dynamic as a whole.
Yes.
The biggest thing that it did was it advanced a lot of the side characters and then gave us Ilulu
Yep.
as a new character here. And the idea of growing up being a big part of the season's theme. A lot of these characters who are kind of getting the privilege of being able to lock themselves out of time for their world. You know, the dragons coming
Right.
over here and being like, we're going to enjoy this, you know, world with strange new things and potential fun adventures.
Mhm.
There's still the idea that they're going to acclimate to this world and figure out the ways in which they fit in, but also the ways that they don't. And for Kobayashi and Toru's become, I would say, the master of the whole side of humanity, and in some
Sure.
ways even teaching that to
Yeah.
Ilulu. But there's also ways in which maybe Kobayashi feels a little bit left behind in that, well,
Yeah.
a lot of the things that she had done had put her into a situation where she wasn't able to really integrate that well into her environment. She has Takia as a friend, like, before this, but that was about it.
She spent a lot of nights drinking, you know.
Yeah.
And it's something where, for all her normalcy, right, it makes her feel inadequate, but at the same time, that normalcy is exactly what
What all of
Toru
them-
needed, and,
yeah.
and the rest of them too.
All of them, yeah.
So, you know, and there is something that can be profound within the mundane, and that's something that I love anytime anime get into it, because I feel like that concept isn't as commonly explored in the West, for one, but like Kobayashi's Dragon Maid as a show is also like the perfect show to get into that.
Yeah. I think the point that you're making is that there's a celebration of sorts that happens in this show that I would say typically a little bit more of Western media. There's a little bit of a thing of I have to go beyond my environment. I have to overcome my environment.
And that's a cool like story, you know, to tell too.
Yeah, for sure.
But
for a more slice of life story where, for all intensive purposes, this was a story about finding a sense of equilibrium and balance, not just in the dynamic where you have dragon maids, but also in one where Kobayashi wasn't really happy before Toru came along. But now that Toru is here, and Toru is finding happiness outside of making you happy, Kobayashi, where has your selfishness, if you will, kind of led you to where you might have missed out on a couple things?
Yep.
Now, that doesn't mean that you have to accept Toru's love.
Nope.
In the, you know, she wants to romance and sex you up good, you know.
Right.
But maybe, you know,
Yeah.
there's still something that you're missing that's not all the way to that, you know.
And the thing is, like, with the way that this episode ended, or okay, because there were two endings to this episode, right? There was the ending at the festival, which was fantastic, right? And when it was like, oh yeah, the episode continues, I was very surprised. Now, granted, they didn't play the OP, so it's like, oh yeah, they have the extra bit of time and all that stuff, but you know, that is where
that
I was
a halfway point,
right?
really.
That's where I was expecting the episode to end, but no, that was probably just like a chapter, you know, in the manga or whatever, right?
Sure.
And then we had the ending with the wedding attempt.
I like that she's adjusting her strategy. No more tail meat.
Yeah, no more tail meat.
And she's not getting her drunk, because I was about to be like, oh, wait a minute.
Hold on. Are you
drink-
wanting a Vegas wedding?
Yeah. Basically, the whole thing of like, she's giving her alcohol in the daytime, which we have never seen Toru do. And that was a thing of like, wait a minute.
You
So
know, it's a party.
It's a party, yeah, but there was no one else drinking. So that was my cue of like, something is up, but I can't tell what Toru would be wanting to get out of this other than by being like, I'm going to see if maybe Toru gets a little bit, Kobayashi gets a little bit loose and
Right.
says, I love you.
Sure.
That was my thought, was that she was going to try to get her to confess back to her.
Exactly. Yep.
But no, it was more than that. It was like, and
Not even like a proposal or something,
Nope.
right? Because like you could almost theoretically see something where, because Kobayashi is so like reserved with how she goes about her romantic life, like it's almost to the point of her romantic life being non-existent, right?
Yeah.
So for Toru wanting to go after her, it's a tough thing to do, right? That's a even as a dragon, right? It's like, oh, how do I do that, right? But yeah.
I just love that KyoAni's like, we will now reestablish the power of Baka.
Exactly.
And we will create one of the most powerful 10-second clips for all of the internet.
Right.
To respond with Baka.
Yep. Because it's something where, Toru is, pouring her heart out, but she's done that before.
She's also being a bit manipulative.
But being a bit manipulative. And
and abusing her power as a dragon. Just be like,
totally.
And now you're in a wedding dress.
Right, exactly. And it's a fantastic wedding dress, Toru. Right. But
I think it's a fun reminder, though, that Toru willingly does not demonstrate her full strength because she loves Kobayashi so much. It's this idea of like, oh, I'm being very careful around you. Just understand that. Now, she's not using that as a way to intimidate or manipulate her, but this was an example of where she's like, I could, with the thought and a snap of my fingers, put you in a wedding dress.
Yep.
And it's like,
this...
Right, that's true. She could do that. Yeah.
This almost... So, Toru seemed like she actually thought it might work. But...
Maybe.
Right.
It's a possibility.
Yeah, it's a possibility. But if she had known that it wouldn't work, because I feel like it would be a pretty easy, thing to realize, right? Maybe not for Toru specifically, but then it would almost feel like it was play. Because
I think in some ways it was, because that's the thing that happened at the end, was Kobayashi was smiling that this whole thing was happening. The fun of it was getting to her.
Right, because it's something where she's being so here's my feelings, right? I would marry you right this second, But I mean, that's not
going to happen. Yeah,
right.
But also, I loved that we even had it tease a little bit in that Shota looked into the magic ball and was like, "Wait a minute, the results of this wedding."
Yeah, that was after Kobayashi had yelled "Baka" and ran off.
Yeah, exactly. The idea that there's a possibility that the ball was like, it's inconclusive, and it's like, wait, it's inconclusive.
Yeah, hold on,
it's not just negative.
Right. Yep. Because this was a perfect setup, Toru.
Yeah, because you had that bit in the festival. You were kind of saying, hey, I miss spending time with you, but also in a selfish way, I miss having you all to myself.
Right.
And that's okay, right? And it's like, yeah. And as long as you communicate that.
Yep.
Be vulnerable. Yeah.
And one of the tough things is that it's something where Kobayashi was kind of holding herself back, right? In the festival,
absolutely.
Right? And that's something where that's her decision to do. It's got to be super frustrating for Toru, but but it does need to be Kobayashi's decision, because, it's very clear where you stand, Toru, right?
Yes.
And if it was,
we all know.
And if it was in any way foggy, the notion of where your feelings are, right? It is now abundantly clear. And in some cases, that could be helpful for Kobayashi of like, hey, girl, this is where I'm at.
Yeah, she didn't lose any love for you over the course of that time that she was growing and developing into a...
Exactly. Yeah.
Into a full-fledged, independent human being. Or adult, if you will.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really cool things you can get into with that. But,
and one of the... This is totally reaching. This is totally reaching, but as my own personal headcanon, Toru did make it be a wedding all of a sudden, but what she asked for Kobayashi to do is to say, I love you. Not to say, I'll marry you.
True.
Right?
But she did.
She put her in a wedding dress.
But then there was the follow-up stuff after that.
Totally. Yeah. But it's one of those things where...
I will join you in accordance with your human values as a
dragon.
Right. I will do these things. And Yeah, we get it, Toru. Yes, you're basically saying, I will condescend to true polymorph myself into a human forever and be with you forever.
Like,
and
this felt like or it reminded me of like Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean when he's like, you know, Elizabeth, I could, as a captain of a ship, like I could just get us married, you know. And it's like, okay, yes, that's technically you can, you know, Toru, but no, absolutely not.
What I really love about this is all coming off of the emotional, not frustration, but a little bit of stress or struggle that Kobayashi is feeling inside her because of the reveal and exposition of sorts in the previous episode, that she realized, oh, Kobayashi, oh no, sorry, Toru, but specifically her feeling like, oh, Toru's not just a dragon, but as a person, she really, like, I don't deserve her. I kind of agree with her dad that, like, it doesn't make sense. And yet, this has all happened.
Right.
So she wants this. But do I deserve it? And what I really think is cool here is that, you know, we know a lot more about Kobayashi from before that episode than we did about Toru.
Yeah.
Toru, we've kind of been having that, like, you know, fish out of water story where she gets to kind of adapt and grow and, you know, figure out her way of integrating into this society. But Kobayashi, we've got a couple things that we can kind of fill in the blanks for because of how easy it is to relate to her comparatively to Toru. But the idea of self-worth being at a point where you compare your relationship and the way you both approach it with another person by being like, they're more invested in this than I am, but not only that, they also are a person that if I were them, I wouldn't go for me. Like, I wouldn't value me in this way.
So what's, you know, why do they?
Why do they? Yeah,
and
I'm so insecure about that.
Exactly.
That I kind of pressure them a little bit into that kind of thing of, no, I need you to spend time with me. And I totally get...
And let's keep things the way they are right now.
Let's keep things the way they are right now. And yet, that's not what the name of this episode was called. It's like, life is constant change, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And that's okay was in parentheses. And I feel like what's really precious about this is that Kobayashi understands that she is probably on some level falling for Toru. It's very slow.
Yep.
It's inevitable. But it's also this thing of where if she's going to allow that future to, like, move in that direction, if you're going to move towards that future, she has to come to terms with the fact that there is an unequal
an inherent imbalance
aspect, an inherent imbalance in the relationship, in that, well,
Toru's gonna live forever.
Toru's gonna live forever. She's a dragon. She's gonna have magic. She's going to be a fundamentally different being, and me and my mortal aspects and all that, that's going to be different.
Right.
Am I going to be okay with that?
Yes.
And I don't think she really knows, but I think she wants to be.
Right. And yes. Well said. Well said. Like, it's something where, because in a lot of ways, like the whole debate of, like, oh, you know, do I deserve this person? Why does this person like me? And all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of one of the ways to, like, when both people feel that way, that, you know, you got something good.
Everything's right.
Yeah. And you can see Kobayashi as, you know, oh yeah, she's a dragon, right? So there's an imbalance, right? But for Toru, you know, it's like the exact opposite, right? You know, you're human. You have all the things that make you you, and so you know there is an imbalance, right? There is a reason why she is so, you know, aggressively pursuing you, because she thinks you're that amazing.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you are the treasure that this dragon is seeking.
Yeah.
You know, like, so. Even if Kobayashi doesn't necessarily feel like, you know, a treasure.
Yeah, it's so precious.
It is absolutely beautiful,
so
Right, it's adorable. Like the whole running sequence was just fantastic. Like,
and it's so funny that they had them running for the replaying of the first OP because every OP you have to have your characters running.
Yeah,
but not only that,
it felt like a finale of like Kaguya or something like that, where it's like, yes, have an explosions going on, you know, around it, and just
love me, sister, oh sister,
yeah, basically, like, and it was just. This episode was everything I could have wanted from a finale. Like, awesome.
And then we're gonna get more at some point as like a bonus OVA or something.
Cool.
But awesome.
A few things though that I want to specifically bring up. I loved it so much when Kana goes up to arm wrestle against Lukoa.
Yes.
And it's just and just that was wonderful.
And there's so many ways you could take this, and I'm sure there's an objective like right way to take it, but I just want to bring up a couple of them. One, Kana was actually using her dragon strength and had zero chance against Lukoa.
Right.
Two, Kana's not wanting to make a big fuss about this, and thus, you know, like kind of doesn't really try.
Sure.
And still Lukoa wins. The other one is that Kana is struggling a little bit with this idea of, I'm not human. All these humans that I'm friends with.
So she's trying to use her human powers.
She's just trying to be a regular girl. So she's actually like, But then Lukoa, knowing that, feeling no resistance,
also
only puts in enough strength to just barely beat whatever Kana outputs.
Right.
And
it's.
And
like,
that part can go for the Lukoa side. That can go for whichever one of the Kana responses that was. But
Yep. It's like that. Yeah. That was such a short little bit, and it was super adorable, right?
Right.
But like it's also just like that bit of a reminder of like, yes, that's right. Like in the OP, Lukoa is vastly bigger than any of the other dragons.
She's the Aztecs equivalent of Jormungandr. She is basically like the world serpent, but for Central America.
Right. So yeah, of course. Right. And then Toru is like, all right, so I'm good. I can bring about the apocalypse, but I can't beat her normally.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if she can beat, like, that's actually a good question, is like Lukoa being one that doesn't really use her strength because she's from the faction that doesn't participate as much.
Right.
What were they called?
The
they were the faction that wasn't Harmony or Chaos. They're from the other one, which means that there's a possibility that while she's ridiculously strong, she doesn't practice her power. So she might have had maybe an advantage on Toru, but I don't think it was going to be necessarily that ridiculously strong. I think that point where they were, both doing this and Lukoa was winning shows that Lukoa was stronger, but it wasn't a wipeout. It was like
yeah. But it was like
maybe it was because Lukoa didn't look like she was trying.
Yeah, she was smiling, right? Right. Just but then surprise
bribery.
She got to Shota.
Oh my god.
Brilliant. And then Lukoa's just like, what? Like, come on.
I've been by your side all this time. You would betray me like that? And I love the sweetheartness of Lukoa in that she doesn't really care about the competition that much.
Yeah.
Comparatively to her love and care for Shota, she's like, no, the fact that I can be...
Yeah, I thought I was going to win, but at what cost?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I also really love it because there's this kind of, not awkward or creepy, but like this just reminder that there is his name is Shota. Like we know what
you have, the 10-year-old or whatever that is getting the focus and attention, shall we say, the care, of
Big Mama,
yeah.
Yes.
Right. And so
right.
Yeah. But that's its whole thing.
Yeah. But I just love how dejected she was. It was so sad. You're just like, oh!
And then she's like hugging him afterwards as they're eating sushi, which, by the way, anime food sequences generally have a high standard to live up to, right? Like they generally are pretty awesome. I really want sushi after that.
Yeah,
That looked so good.
There's so many good food things, even at
man.
the festival as well.
Yeah, or even the breakfast that Toru made for Kobayashi.
Yeah, seriously.
Oof. But
okay, wow. This was wonderful.
Yep.
This was cute.
Beautiful
This was
and-
beautiful. Yeah.
Yep.
I would very much love to see like this kind of cadence though. But not exactly.
go into that a bit more.
Like I want to see this kind of plot progression in my Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, like season 3 effectively, where they actually really go in depth into the characters and they don't feel like they have to introduce too many characters. Like we technically got, I think, just 2 or 3 new characters this season. Ilu's the main one. And then the boss of Kobayashi is the second one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I don't think he was in the first season.
Yeah, he's, I think, technically a new introduction. And then the third one also being Girl from America.
Oh, Chloe.
Chloe.
I think
Yes,
that was her
exactly.
name.
Yeah. And the amount of time that we spent developing Elma, the amount of time we spent developing Toru, like that stuff was really, really good.
Yes, and I'm not sure whether that was like wholly just a difference from the first season because like it, you know, it would like they were like, okay, we're gonna focus more on the characters or something like that, or rather the mangaka that this is based off of and all that stuff.
You mean the manga? Oh yeah.
Or the mangaka that made the manga that this is based off of. Yeah. But or if that's just because the characters are for the most part all introduced, right? Of like the core cast, we have the dynamic, we understand what it means for dragons to be living in this world and everything. So now we can kind of really mess and play around with that concept, you know?
Right.
And like,
and I want more of this.
Yes.
Me too. In like the third season, like
yeah, it's the kind of thing where, given that, you know, at the end of the first season we had talking to the disapproving parent.
Yes.
Second season we end with maybe doomed to fail, but attempted wedding ceremony.
Yes.
Right. That it's something where I want to see these two actually get married in the show.
Yeah.
Like
it might not happen.
It might not
soon.
happen because once you do that, then it does potentially like change the status quo. But like they could keep the dynamic going.
Yeah,
you know?
there's plenty of ways they could do it.
But
yeah. Housewives.
Exactly.
Sweet.
You know. Yeah.
But yeah, KyoAni, I just like.
Thank you.
Thank you. We do not deserve
Nope,
this.
not at all.
This was a
amazing.
Gift.
Yeah.
This was a gift.
This was
so. Yeah.
I love it.
I love it so much. So, okay. So, guys, those of you that were in the know, you know what's coming next because there was a poll a while ago that determined not just the next show that we're doing after Kobayashi's Dragon.
The next few.
But the next 2. So, the next show that we'll be reacting to after this is an entirely different style of show.
Just a bit.
But it is a season 2.
That's right.
That people did not expect.
No. Yeah.
Not just anytime soon, but
like
necessarily at all.
Yeah.
So
Megalobox
Megalobox
really good.
season 2, which I believe has like a colon, like Megalobox Nomad,
Gotcha.
actually as the title for this. So that's what we're going to be reacting to next.
All right.
So if you want to see the first episode's reaction of Megalobox season 2, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about both of these shows, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We do streams every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
Next time.